The problem with styrofoam containers is that when you finish with your food and throw in the trash, it doesn't always stay in the trash. For some family, it becomes a choice between diapers or food. As you can see behind me, the fire is still going strong. As soon as crews evacuate this home, the fire came right here to the edge of the property. Right now, CAL FIRE helicopters is sucking in water from El Capitan Reservoir to bring it over to where the fire is because the terrain is so rugged that firefighters can't get to it. And the FBI says scammers are targeting teens through popular social media apps such as Instagram, and it happens faster than you think. There have been 19 accidents at this roundabout, and the majority of it are coming from that direction. Back here live, Comic-Con is still going strong at this hour, but many attendees are starting to make their way to the Gaslamp quarters for the many after parties happening this evening. Maya?
Stop deporting workers!
Labor leaders held a rally today in front of the federal courthouse downtown to condemn the raid at Buena Forqueta last week.
And a wave of terror has been unleashed by this administration.
They say what happened in South Park is reminiscent of a dictatorship. Lorena Gonzalez, president of the California Federation of Labor Unions, says the raid was a scare tactic meant to intimidate workers.
They told us it was about criminals and making America safer. Now, those of us who have worked in the immigrant community for years knew that was bullshit.
Buena Forqueta posted a note on its door saying all locations in San Diego and Orange counties are closed Monday and Tuesday. People have been leaving flowers here in support of the workers. In the warrant released yesterday, it says about 50% of the workers use fake documents to obtain work. Labor leaders say today that's no reason for the show of force Friday.
They handcuffed workers, they fired explosives near families, and they've left workers and families trembling. This is what happens when politicians treat human beings as if they're targets.
According to the warrant, Homeland Security received the initial tip in November 2020 about workers using fraudulent green cards. A follow-up tip came at the end of January this year. A DHS investigation in February showed that 19 workers submitted fraudulent green cards. That led to the raid Friday, resulting in the arrest of 4 workers.
They sent masked, armed troops into a neighborhood with high-grade military weapons for fake papers. That is absolute and utter bullshit.
Buena Forqueta says it is still reviewing the allegations stated in the warrant. Alexander Nguyen, KPBS News. Crews today are working to put out hotspots near residential areas. CAL FIRE Captain Robert Johnson says that's the main priority so that evacuees can return home.
Once it's safe to do so, we can get those residents back to their houses.
The fire started yesterday afternoon near El Monte Park.
It was very, very scary.
Next to Brenna Drake's ranch.
Yes, I saw the fire start. I was working from home and somebody was driving by and they started honking. And I looked outside and I saw the flames. So I called 911. I immediately got out and started trying to get a hose and realized that it wasn't going to happen. So I started evacuating my horses down to the other side of my property. I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to get out.
Since sheriff's deputies weren't letting trucks through yesterday, Drake says she couldn't evacuate her horses, so she stayed overnight. Fortunately, the fire spread east away from her property and over to the rugged terrain below El Cajon Mountain. Right now, CAL FIRE helicopters is sucking in water from El Capitan Reservoir to bring it over to where the fire is because the terrain is so rugged that firefighters can't get to it.
They do train for this type of terrain and to respond to fires in this type of environment, but it does require some different tactics sometimes. One of those different tactics that they're going to be utilizing today is they're going to fly troops in, firefighters, fire crews, to spots that are inaccessible by ground.
As for when residents can return to their homes, Johnson says that depends on when the hotspots are completely doused. Alexander Nguyen, KPBS News.
I went up to the desk and they says, "You can't leave. Your flight has been canceled."
Linda's story is similar to many at San Diego International Airport today. Many flights were canceled or delayed because of dense fog.
We're looking at about flights that are delayed about an hour and a half.
Nicole Hall is the spokesperson for the airport. She says the ground delay is not expected to be lifted until tonight.
We really encourage people, if you're coming to the airport tonight or tomorrow morning, anticipate there could be potential delays.
Nick DeStrom was in San Diego this week for his wedding. Being from Michigan, he didn't expect fog to be the reason for his travel delays. But he seems to be in good spirits about it.
I mean, they've given us every update pretty timely. I've not had any issues so far. I wish that, we had a better opportunity to see how long the lines were going to be before we get here to see if we had to get here any earlier than we usually do.
He's one of the lucky ones. In Terminal 1, Southwest Airlines is experiencing massive delays. As you can see from the board, almost all of Southwest flights are either delayed or canceled, and the line for check-in is snaking around the airport almost to Terminal 2. Hundreds of people were waiting to check in their luggage by midday. In a statement, Southwest says it is working to accommodate customers and apologizes for the unavoidable delays.
Normally I like to play a game of chicken like 30 minutes before boarding starts. I would have not made my flight today if I did that.
I have never seen a line like this in all my years here. Never.
As for Linda, her flight back to Michigan is rebooked for Sunday.
No. That's impossible. I might just start hitchhiking. I should be there before Sunday, right?
Alexander Nguyen, KPBS News.